Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Seems like a very chill, relaxed summer so far. Just kind of long days by the lake or, by the ocean, whatever you choose. Couple of s'mores, couple of brewskis with the fellas, couple of rubber bullets to the face, little destabilization of the Middle East happening. It's kind of summer. It's kind of an American summer. It's like a race riot, National Guard, boots on the ground, rubber bullet to the face. Summer, it's kind of what we do. And, this is the vibe. This is what we're all settling into, the new normal of summer in America. Doesn't really mean like going to the beach anymore, because a lot of the beaches are just like they've been destroyed by fire or whatever. There's like islands of Tesla batteries just floating in the Pacific Ocean. A lot of people now, summer means just like go out and just fight. Go out and get tased. That's the summer, really. That's what it is. Just go out and light it up. I said before the Trump administration took office, I said when they won that if they focused their immigration efforts on deporting criminals, MS-13, whatever, smugglers, human traffickers, drug traffickers, the massive majority of the public would support them. Or even people that have just got here, people that are incredibly new to the country that had to be deported because they literally showed up. But when you go around and you're deporting people that have lived here for 17 years, when you're deporting people randomly in a church parking lot, when you're putting children in zip tie handcuffs, when you are showing up at high school graduations, deporting people, it's barbaric. It's inhumane. And I don't think the public, first of all, you can't really live in a society like that. You can't. It's an incredibly chaotic and insane thing to just have ICE raids happening all the time at any minute. And now Trump's going, well, maybe we'll make an exception for the hotels and the agriculture businesses, because his friends called him and said, hey, what are you doing? Like, we own hotels. We need people to work. So it's just going to, it's a lot of chaos, and it's inhumane, and it's barbarism, and it makes the country look terrible to have a 6-year-old girl being handcuffed and put in a car. That's not the look that you want the country to have. I think most people realize that. That doesn't mean that, lighting cop cars on fire and waving Mexican flags is the greatest look either. Here's Trump. Our great farmers and people in the hotel and leisure businesses have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good longtime workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace. In many cases, the criminals allowed into our country by the very stupid Biden open borders policy are applying for those jobs. This is not good. We must protect our farmers, but get the criminals out of the USA. Changes are coming. That might be the first realization that this is a insane policy that's, counterproductive. If you want to control the border, as you should, and this, this whole idea that borders aren't real and they're all imaginary is also untrue. People fight and die for borders. Go ask the Ukraine and Russia what they think about borders, or people in Israel or Gaza what they think about borders. You may not like that nations exist or that borders exist, and you may find them to be arbitrary, but I assure you wars have been fought, many of them currently, over borders. And you need to have a border and you need to have a country and you need to have a way to, figure out who's coming into the country and whether they're criminals or whether they're terrorists or whatever. Those are all real things that I think most sensible people, not the ones on social media, not my comedian friends who are mentally ill, but I mean human beings that have mortgages and homes and jobs, or even those who rent, or those who have any care at all about the society that they exist in or that their families and children exist in, realize that borders are not fake and it's not a joke to have a border or have security or have a country. But those people don't want to see 6-year-old girls getting zip-tied and thrown into cars. Those people don't want to see people dragged out of their kids' high school graduation. So if the goal is to build a coalition of people that want and value border security, whatever you're doing right now, I think flies in the face of that. I think it is counterproductive. And, you're going into these places randomly and people can't exist in this climate of fear and chaos. And it'll be incredibly disruptive to the economy as well. It's going to disrupt you. You're not going to be able to fill these jobs overnight. And I'm a guy that believes that I'm with these people when they say the lie about jobs Americans won't do is a lie. Immigration in this country has benefited millionaires and billionaires primarily. It certainly also benefited the people that have come over to a certain degree, but many of them live in the shadows. They can't unionize. They can't demand proper wages. They're abused. And the reason that they are brought in is so that millionaires and billionaires can pay them less money. That's an economic fact. And this lie that jobs Americans won't do. And then you're like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, the farm jobs. You go, okay, maybe I'll give you that. And then they go, construction, retail, landscaping. These are all jobs that Americans did forever. These are jobs that they don't want to pay Americans to do. So that is a lie. And I think Americans are waking up to that lie because wait a minute, what are these jobs Americans could do? Only finance and tech? So Americans are only built to be on OnlyFans or they're built to be venture capitalists. That's it? Those are the only jobs Americans are supposed to do? So we're going to get rid of the manufacturing sector, retail, the service industry, all of those jobs Americans don't want to do. Americans can only masturbate on OnlyFans or be a venture capitalist with Mark Andreessen. Those are the only jobs available that Americans can do? Because if that is what people tell you, that say we should have an open border and we should just bring everybody in because Americans don't want to do any of these jobs, that's a lie. That doesn't mean that you throw a 6-year-old girl in zip ties in the car. That doesn't mean that you show up at a church parking lot and drag people out. That doesn't mean that you, Jesus Christ, embed Dr. Phil with ICE. I mean, Dr. Phil's with ICE. Caitlyn Jenner is in Tel Aviv right now at a bomb shelter drinking a glass of wine. Get this up if you can find this. I mean, the world isn't even real anymore in any recognizable way. What timeline are we on? What dimension? I don't know if you can get that tweet up, but she's just like, she's guzzling wine in an Israeli bomb shelter. Maybe it's just a still. There you go. Well, we wish her well, but that's Caitlyn Jenner in an Israeli bomb shelter in Tel Aviv. So these ICE raids, I think, are going to have the long-term effect of turning people away from valuing border security, because if they go, well, if border security is throwing a 6-year-old girl in handcuffs or chasing people out of a graduation, they go, I don't want to be a part of that. And it is a real question. Immigration's a real thing. Migration is a real thing. It's not racist to suggest that America might be full, truly. And that Black and Hispanic people that live here already should be getting these jobs. And white people, or whoever is living here already, and that bringing people in endlessly is going to cause a problem, especially when we have AI on its way. It's already here. And you have a tremendous wealth disparity in this country already. But the way that the policy is manifesting, where it's like just very indiscriminate and cruel, is going to set all of that back. I just don't think you can live in that situation. I don't think people can live in that situation. There's got to be some kind of process. You can't have masked people show up and then throw these people in Guantanamo. Or if you criticize Israel, you're just thrown off an American college campus. I just don't love it. I don't love this military parade they're going to have where it's like, are all the veterans getting health care? I don't know how much this military parade costs, but are we doing anything with the mental health of veterans? Are we giving them any money? It's weird for an anti-war president to have a big military parade. That's an odd thing. For a guy that wants to keep America out of wars, it's odd to have a military parade. That's seemingly strange. That's like, if RFK Jr. went to a pie eating contest. You go, wait a minute, aren't you the guy that's not for that? Aren't you the guy that say no? Like, it's just as strange. It's like RFK at the state fair eating fried Oreos. You'd go, this doesn't make any sense. So it's odd to me that we're going to have this big, crazy military parade. And listen, I'm a pro-military guy. I think we should do a lot more for people in the military. But to spend $50 million so that we can just roll tanks and missiles or whatever the hell we're going to do through D.C., again, this is an administration that said, let's not be a country that's permanently on war footing. Let's not have our entire economy be tied up in war. Let's try to pursue other things. And that doesn't seem to be happening. Now that we've kind of seen what's going on, we're almost in it. Now it's Friday. I'm recording this on Friday, and the show comes out Saturday. We're almost in this war. We're not there yet. And these strikes at Israel, these are not surgical strikes to take out nuclear sites. These are strikes aimed to decapitate the Iranian regime, and it's a regime change war. They want the regime of Iran to be displaced, and they want the United States involved. And Trump's bellicose language suggests, and I could be wrong, that we're about to get involved. First of all, I do want to thank Israel for doing this, because I didn't realize how grateful I needed to be to Israel for this. I didn't realize how much it was in my interest that the government of a Middle Eastern country I've never been to and has very little effect on my life get decapitated and replaced with another government. I want to thank Israel for this. What can I do? I feel so grateful and so thankful for this. I just want to say thank you. And that's many Americans, I think, we don't know how to express our gratitude for doing this. It's a gift, and it's a beautiful gift you gave us, a war with Iran. It's such a great gift. Most people think of a gift, I don't know, an edible arrangement maybe. I mean, that's certainly on the cheaper end, but, certain people give people books or artwork. But a war with Iran is an amazing gift given to the world by Israel. Now, if you think I'm kidding, go look at any of the influencers that are talking about how great this is, and they are all going to say things like, let me read one. I'm going to read one right now for you because it's fun. I think it's fun. And I just, again, want to say thank you. I want to be completely grateful about all of this stuff that's going on right now. A nation of 10 million people is standing up for the whole globe. Be proud of them. Be grateful to them. Pray for them. Alana Newhouse. Okay. Our friend Noah Tishby put up a thing where she's like, Iran has this amount of people. Israel has this amount. It's still David versus Goliath. That's what Noah Tishby said. And I mean, it's like, in that story, I guess David has nuclear weapons, if we're going to carry that example out. So many people don't know the importance of life insurance, but I'm telling you right now, so many of my friends have used Ethos, and they're so happy about it. It gives them a real sense of peace, a peace of mind. I'm telling you, do not put it off. People go, oh, it's too expensive, but it's not. It can really help your family if you're to pass away, pay the mortgage, college tuition, etc. Life insurance is more affordable than you think. With Ethos, you can get a free quote and customize a rate that fits your budget. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies as low as $2 a day, billed monthly. Lock in your rate today since premiums can go up as you age. Ethos makes it fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. No medical exam required. You just answer a few health questions 100% online. Get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. According to a stat from January 2025 in The Guardian, it could take weeks to get approved with traditional life insurance carriers. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry. As of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help them find the right coverage. Ethos has 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 2,400 reviews. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote today, ethos.com/Tim. That's ethos.com/TIM. The reason that Trump was elected, in my analysis, is that a lot of people felt like the United States of America had allowed itself to get too involved in the world at the expense of the country. People drove through cities and they saw homeless people, people with mental issues, people that were addicted to drugs. They saw downtowns that were abandoned. No small businesses, no shops. They didn't see commerce. They didn't see families running around. They saw desolate, crime-ridden cities. They were unable to send their kids to a decent college. They were unable to own a house. And they felt like giving money to the Ukraine or giving money to Israel for endless wars, years and years, whether you support them morally or not, just a reality that they go on years, 2 years, 3 years, billions and billions and billions of dollars. I think a lot of people looked at that and went, this doesn't make any sense. It's not rational that the country that we live in is seemingly in terminal, irreversible decline and that nobody can do anything about it. But we must be all over the world funding things here and there that your kids on TikTok come up to you and go, why are we doing this? This baby just got beheaded, and you have to go, well, it's complicated. The people that are pushing for these wars, and the guys that are very, blasé and casual about them, Thomas Friedman of the New York Times, Sam Harris, all these guys, they're all sitting in beautiful homes. Their wives are playing tennis. The kids are in the pool. They're eating a nice lunch, and they're typing a column about how good it is that someone somewhere is getting bombed, that someone is laying in their bed at night and bombs are going off. These guys have never been in a war. They've covered wars, whatever that means. I'm sure all these guys, Douglas Murray, they're always at a war. They're always having cocktails at a war, but they're never fighting the war, but they're having cocktails at the war, canapes. They're at like a meet and greet at the war. There's some type of appetizers at 6, open bar, whatever they're doing at the war. But they're not in the war, but they're always writing these articles from the lovely cul-de-sac suburbia about how great the wars are. And then the boomer Fox News Disney adult retard contingent of the Republican Party, where they are the equivalent of Disney adults, except their Disney is like war and fucking wiping Iran off the map. These Fox News adult weird freaks that pound their fist and get fed garbage by boomer media all day about who are all LARPing as tough guys, but own one gun they don't know how to shoot, are always pushing again for strength and war, and we're going to kick their ass. These people are the base of the American conservative movement, and they can be emotionally manipulated. The base of the American liberal movement can be manipulated in that way as well. All you have to do with that side is tell them that RuPaul's Drag Race can't do a show in Russia. And then they're in. So all you have to do is for the left make war about domestic politics. They throw gay people off the roof or whatever, even though do we have photos? I'm sure it's happened. How is it happening every day? And are we going to help that somehow by bombing everybody? Now, yeah, try to throw them off the roof now. We bombed the building. Like, it's not rational, but that's how you get the left involved. You just use domestic wedge political issues to get them going. The left is crazy. The right is stupid. So the way you get the right involved is to just tell them they're going to be killed soon, that they're on their way to kill you. They're coming to kill you, and we got to kill them first. We got to kill them before they kill you. Everything's preemptive. Everything's a strike. It's there, and you're in your cul-de-sac. You're like, Iran's going to get it. Iran. These are the same people who sit in their cul-de-sac. They go, let someone try to break into this house. Let someone. They're always hard. They can't probably get hard, but they're half erect for the idea of a conflict that never materializes. And that's the main animating thing about a lot of these Disney adult boomer Fox News retard conservatives they're the main demographic for Boeing, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Halliburton back in the day. These are the people that are animated by the idea of war as a good thing for all things. They're the people that don't care if what the cops are able to do. They don't care if the cops are able to just bust in your house. They want a police state. They don't mind it. Those are those people. So those are rubes. They're buying into this. They'll buy into anything. I'm disappointed that Trump seemingly is committing now to the idea of getting involved potentially in this. I don't know what the hell that's. Why are we doing that? Israel wants to remake the Middle East or change the power dynamic or preemptively invade a country or decapitate a country's government. That has nothing to do with us. That shouldn't have anything to do with us. I am confused. I'm very confused. That doesn't make any sense to me. Get up, this woman in the UK. I have her name here, but I'm gonna fuck it up, and it's a foreign name, and I don't want people to say I'm more racist than I actually am. Hold on, let me get her name. probably pronouncing wrong. Kemi, Kemi Badenoch, Badenoch. Get her up to talk about Israel. It's kind of interesting. Kemi Badenoch, she's I believe, leader in the Conservative Party over there in the UK. See if we can get her up. Yeah, so listen to this madness here. Now, by the way, let's right out in front, get ahead of this and say this. Britain, the United Kingdom, doesn't care at all about the state of its own society. People from all over the world have bought real estate in cities like London, similar to New York. I'm not saying we're above this at all. They do not care. Crime is up. People are fleeing. They're fleeing Britain. They're being taxed out. They're leaving other places. Their cities are foreign-owned cities. People come in and launder money through their real estate. It's not about race. It's not about any. People always make it about race. It's about race. I have no issue at all with multiculturalism if everyone's moving to a place to be British, not to exploit loopholes in tax policy and investment strategies and suck money out of a place. That's not patriotic, but that's what's happening. But Britain's allowed this to happen because it enriches a small group of people that don't care about the future of the country. So let's remember let's put this in the context and the perspective that this woman is talking, because they just don't care about. London's been sold off to the highest bidder. The British working class has been sold out. They have billionaires from all over the world, dictators, despots. They're living in London. They're living luxuriously in London. They have beautiful houses in Kensington Gardens. They live beautifully, and they adore it. And the British working class has been sold out. And let's see what she's talking about. Kemi, everyone.
Hamas is praising your actions. You've probably done something wrong. Hamas is a terrorist group that is, making the lives of the people in Gaza, the Palestinians in Gaza.
That's what Mr. Netanyahu
horrible.
said. Are you agreeing with his language?
So what I'm saying is that Israel is fighting a war where they want to get 58 hostages who have not been returned. That is what all of this is about. And they have said there won't be a ceasefire until they get their people back. What we need to make sure is that we're on the side that is going to eradicate Hamas. We need that to happen if we're ever going to get a two-state solution and end this war.
But does that mean that you, support the current Israeli action and that actually you think that Mr. Netanyahu's language on this is justified?
I'm not here to police the language of the Prime Minister of Israel.
I'm not asking you to police it. I'm asking...
What he has said,
people need to know where you stand.
Yeah, but I've been very clear where I stand. Hamas is a terrorist group. They are not our friends.
I'm talking about what you think about the Israelis'
Yes, but it's all related. Who funds Hamas? Iran. An enemy of this country. An enemy of this country. Israel is fighting a proxy war on behalf of the UK, just like Ukraine is on behalf of the West of Western Europe against Russia. We have to get serious.
Stop it right there. Israel is fighting a proxy war on behalf of the United Kingdom? Is that the most insane thing anyone's ever heard? Are people right now in the United Kingdom, is their biggest problem Iran? What is this woman speaking of? What is she talking about? What is anyone talking? Is Iran the reason that no one can afford a house? Is Iran the reason that there's fentanyl everywhere? Is Iran the reason that we've got political corruption? Is Russia the reason? Is Iran the reason that we have 12 people that own everything in this country? Is Iran the reason that we have, an epidemic of poisoned food that's killing people and children? And is Iran the reason for any of this? Is Iran the reason that corporations in America just pillage and leave a trail of death and destruction in their wake? Is Iran the reason we have no health care? I mean, this is the most insane thing I've ever heard. She's saying Iran's the enemy of the UK because people pop off. The mullahs in Iran talk a lot of shit. What are they doing? Did Iran attack the UK? Did Iran attack the United States of America? Am I complete? Is Russia attacking the United Kingdom or the United States of America? Am I wrong? But when she says, just get her out of here. But when she says they're fighting a proxy war on behalf of us, and that's what the Ukraine is doing for Russia. It's on behalf of, number one, it's very dangerous to say because, number one, there's a lot of people in this country that are not trying to get in a war with Russia. I mean, we're not trying to do that. I don't want to be in a war with Russia. So this framing of the issue that I just don't agree with, that they're in a proxy war, your own society is collapsing. Your own society is declining perpetually, year after year. Annually, things get worse. People are fleeing. And you're out there saying the most important thing to the British working class or the American working class is that the Iranian regime is decapitated with Israeli airstrikes? Can you imagine knocking on the door of a double-wide trailer and grabbing a person who is 5 months away from being homeless in our country and asking them their biggest problem? How do you think the word Iran is going to come up much? How do we get in this position? Well, Iran. When your insurance won't cover a knee operation and you have to go bankrupt to replace your hip, is your main concern that Iran be decapitated? This is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. And if you say anything like this, you're immediately accused of anti-Semitism or you don't understand. I think, listen, I'd rather live in Israel than Iran. Well, where would you rather live? I'd rather live in Israel than Iran. They're nicer to gay people. They're nicer to women. I'm no fan of the Iranian regime. I live in America. That's where I live. My concern is the people of America. Are they doing good? That's my concern. I feel terrible for women in Iran that want more rights. But I've seen this movie before where we go in there because everyone wants more rights. Everyone wants to be liberated. And here we go. Here comes the liberators. And then we've also seen the end of that movie where the Taliban comes back. Or Iraq has this they have a government that puts all the same rules in. I am not saying, we're the ones who fucked up Iran in the beginning with the Shah and the coup. It was like a progressive country. We slammed the door shut on that. And then the veils went on. And then since the hostage crisis, we've been using Iran. Iran has been we've been using Iran in this country forever. Everything is Iran. During the 9/11 things, they're like, Iraq is a smokescreen. Iran's the final talk. Like everybody was sold on this idea that Iran. We've got a leader in the Conservative Party in the UK saying that they're fighting a proxy war on behalf of us. BlueChew, it's the summer. You know what it is. Take your pants off, baby. Always be ready when an opportunity arises. BlueChew won't stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. Be ready. Get your first month of BlueChew free. Great sex is a few clicks away. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. BlueChew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversation, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank BlueChew for sponsoring this podcast. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of BlueChew free when you use promo code TD. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code TD. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring this podcast. This poor guy on Air India is getting this man miraculously survived a plane crash, and we cared about it for an hour because then this shit popped off. Look at this guy. Everyone on Air India died, and I'm sorry to say. Look at this guy. Yeah, he's like, get out of here. He's angry. This is the lone survivor of the Air India fatal crash. This guy, I mean, this should have been a miraculous story. It lasted an hour. And then everybody in LA, it was they were burning Waymos in the street. That's another thing, folks. It's just 2020 vibes. I know the protests, some of them are organic, some of them are organized, some of them are funded. It's all fun out there, whatever the case, okay? I don't know why everyone's there. I'm sure there's people there for great reasons. There's people there to fuck shit up. Who cares? You can't say everything's peaceful when there's like multiple cop cars damaged and everything's on fire. Most of it can be peaceful, but there are aspects of it that aren't peaceful. You got to deal in reality. Reality is the guy holding the Mexican flag standing on the car that's burning is not the message. The point of a protest is for you to be peaceful and then the cop to punch you. And what happens there is then the picture goes viral and everyone goes, oh my God, we've lost our way. That's the point of a protest. The point of a protest is to gain the moral high ground. You're not going to win with force. You could throw as many lime scooters as you want. You could spit on people. They have all of the police, the National Guard, the military. They have the force. You have to win that moral victory of getting punched and that photo going viral. That's what protests are. I was talking to Ray Kump about it, and he made a good point. That's what protests are. You're not going to defeat them with violence. You have to defeat them on the moral ground of saying, hey, this is fucked up. And I don't agree with a lot of the people that are ignoring the contradictions within that. There's a lot of contradictions in that issue. I know it's time for everyone to go out and go, I love LA and LA is great, but LA has problems. LA is an incredibly dysfunctional place where people live in shanty towns and hovels and they live in the shadows and they serve a class of millionaires and billionaires. And I've never seen more dramatic income inequality in my life than I've seen in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles, 40% of all illegal immigrants live in Los Angeles. And this whole society, or in California, 40% live in California. And many of the main industries are run on illegal labor. And again, I don't want these people zip tied and thrown in cars. But we also have to realize, why did all of that happen? Why did that happen? Well, it happened because, and then you go, well, who's getting the better deal here? You go, well, a lot of illegal labor is used in the production of food. Okay, well, is that cheaper? No, that's more expensive than it's ever been. All right, well, a lot of illegal labor is used in the construction of homes. Are they cheaper? No, that's more expensive than it's ever been. So the reality is, all of this labor that's being utilized by these corporate entities, all of it is increasing the value to shareholders, investors, owners. None of it's trickling out. Certainly not to their workers, certainly not to, and it's not trickling out really to the consumers, except you can go, well, Walmart, you can get a cheap shirt. Now then go DoorDash, though, because that's the only job left. Oh, you're not a venture capitalist? All you can do is DoorDash. You can't build a society like this, and again, you have to figure out a way to say, honestly, that this has resulted in the immiseration of certain groups in America. Specifically, people that were born here that aren't college educated, that aren't venture capitalists, that aren't making money on OnlyFans, that are living in employment, deserts of opportunity and all these other places where they can't just get a job. All of their jobs got shipped overseas. And in a lot of the industries that they would be able to work in, they've been replaced by people that are making a lot less money. If illegal immigrants were coming here and demanding the same amount of money, it wouldn't happen. The Koch brothers were the largest proponents of immigration. They're genuine billionaire libertarians. The reason they lived for many years in 740 Park Avenue, a building in Manhattan with zero diversity. There were more billionaires living in that building than any other. It's where Rockefeller used to live. These are not fans of diversity. They're fans of low-wage labor. And that's not to say that the people that came here have done anything wrong or that they should be willy-nilly thrown in the back of vans. I don't believe that. I think it's inhumane and barbaric. But we do have to look at the actual issue. You're going to zoom out for a little bit and say there is a reason that the country has gotten addicted to having a group of people here that they do not have to pay, that cannot be unionized, that don't have power. And all of these corporate entities and a lot of wealthy people benefit from having maids, chefs, landscapers, nannies, people to do their nails. And those people, they don't want to pay American wages. And these companies don't want to pay American wages. So this is going to be it's not only in America that this is an issue. It's all over the world. The economic migration, because it's what it is. It's not everybody coming in because they have an issue they're in a refugee position. Some people are refugees, genuinely, and people's hearts go out to them. But a lot of it's economic migration. And why wouldn't it be? People coming to make money and to have better lives. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's only so many people that can be assimilated into any economic, political, and social environment at any time without causing these rifts and without letting those rifts be exploited by billionaires, multimillionaires, business owners, corporations that come in and hire people and pay them almost no money, and 8 or 10 of them live in a house and exploit them. And this shouldn't be a partisan issue. Barack Obama and Bill Clinton were both on the same page that American workers should get priority. That doesn't mean that these raids are good or that they will serve that goal long term. I think they'll just turn people off. I can't imagine that people are going to tolerate this. You can't even look at these things. It's the same thing with the Gaza stuff. It's like Israel. You think people are just going to look at 6-year-olds exploding and think it's a great idea? I don't think people are going to be able to look at 6-year-olds being put in handcuffs and put in police cars and sent to Guantanamo Bay. But the problem is everyone on every side of every issue in this country is so completely insane that having a rational discussion with anyone about anything is almost pointless. I'm just grateful that Israel is doing what I needed, which is getting rid of the government of Iran, which is my biggest problem personally. It is my biggest problem. It's a pet peeve. I was on like a coffee date the other day, and the guy said to me, what are your pet peeves? And I go, the government of Iran. What else? What else could be a problem but the government of Iran? What else would be an issue in this world except them that we haven't thought about in years, but we should be thinking about them? And they go, well, Iran wants a nuke. Well, why wouldn't they want a nuke? Why wouldn't they want a nuke? I'm not saying that they should have a nuke, or it'd be great if they had a nuke, but why wouldn't they? People think it makes them crazy to say, can you believe they want a nuke? Of course I can. Everyone around them's got nukes. Of course they want a nuke. Is it great if they have a nuke? No, it's not great that anyone has nukes. But the idea that they want a nuke seems like something you could understand. You could understand, well, they're religious fundamental. Yeah, but I see a lot of those. Get up Glenn Beck's tweet. Does this not sound like a religious fight? Get that Glenn Beck tweet come up. Now that we're discussing religious fundamentalism. Heavenly Father, I mean, go down to the one that starts with Heavenly Father. Yeah, that one. Go up. Make that bigger. Heavenly Father, please protect Israel and her people, your chosen people. Forgive them and guide them as they strike at the head of the snake. We pray that you spare innocent lives and provide swift justice for those who forsake your name. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. Well, there we go. No religious fundamentalism there. That seems like a rational thing. Because that's what it all comes down to. They don't believe the people in Iran are people. So just get rid of it. It's the head of the snake. So if the decapitating the government's the head of the snake, then the civilians are just the rest of the snake. Just light them on fire, blow them up. Who cares? Doesn't matter. People in Gaza, blow them up. You have Smotrich coming out and going, yep, they're all fucking the children of Satan or whatever they call them. It's not Nephilim. That's the fucking Anunnaki people. Whatever they got, Amalek or whatever it is. These are the children of Satan. We got to kill them. You got to get, and then people in their houses while their kids are in the pool and their wife is making a cocktail, write an article about this is, and we think, it's the idea that, and there's a campaign of airstrike, and we can see the power dynamic shifting in the middle, and they're writing all these articles, and then it's just, and people are under rubble, and no one cares, and it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, fully, and has been since I've, been alive. It's the same people out there. It's the same arguments. There's nothing new under the sun. They're coming to kill you. You better do it. Putin's invading everywhere. Iran's going to get the nuke. And then Colorado, they're wiping Aspen off the map. Meanwhile, all of the other problems are ignored. There's nobody cares about an epidemic of drugs, lack of employment, people's lives totally being hollowed out by aspects of globalization. No one cares about any of that. Nobody treats any of those like national security threats. The only national security threats are these imaginary ones that people come up with in rooms under the Pentagon. Those are the only threats that we have. The fact that you could drive through 10 American cities I can name and at night they're desolate and there's just meth zombies wandering around. No one feels like that's a problem. Everyone's cool with that. No one will bring that up. Everyone thinks that's kind of fun. Fine. Good. Whatever. That's the way it is. Things are different. Things have changed. Well, it's remote work or what it is. Is that what it is? Is that why everyone's running around like a fucking zombies from the The Last of Us? Is because of remote work? Is that it? No one cares about any of the only threats. There's no one internal that's ever a threat. No one's ever doing anything wrong. Iran's trying to kill Trump. Remember that? Iran's doing it. Russia's doing it. It's never us. Those 19 intelligence agencies are always good. They're always doing good things. You don't know what half of them are. 3/4 of them, and I'm educated. I have no idea what the fuck they do, but it's good. Don't worry about it. USAID's always good. We're handing out cups of water in Africa. That's what we're doing. Really? Is that what we're doing? Shut up. Is that really what we're doing? There seems like many reports that we're doing other things. Shut up. It's good. We're helping. Yes, are we helping some people? I'm sure we are helping some people. But there are no problems internally with anybody, by the way. Everyone's good internally. Everyone's good internally. All of these people that run the CIA and MI6 and the Mossad and the Saudi intelligence, they're all good. They're all good, and they're all defending you all the time. You heard this woman, this conservative leader in the UK, where people are getting stabbed with katanas. It's Iran doing it. That's because of Iran that your kid got stabbed in the street. It's Iran. The grooming gangs that people say aren't happening. Iran. All the instability all over the way. It's Iran. God, they're good, huh? This Iran, they're amazing. It's just Iran. In Russia, it's all these imaginary. It's all these, and then people go, well, do you want to live in Russia? Do you want to live in Russia? You like Iran? You're a fan of Russia? Blah, blah, blah. God, I'm old enough to remember this. So you think Saddam Hussein is good? You think the Taliban's good? You're on the side of the Taliban? What? What the fuck? Afghanistan is a 7th century prehistoric village of warlords. What the fuck do we have any business figuring out what the hell's going to make that work? But I remember if you said that, you were called a traitor by me, by coked up me in high school and early college who thought you didn't understand that our way of life was better. Our way of life is better, but it's our way of life. And it's not our business to go around the world giving it to people. You know, here's one reason. They don't like it. They don't like it when you show up with a bunch of guns and you bomb them all and kill all of them. The rest of them don't fall in line. Isn't that interesting? That when you kill half of the building, the other half doesn't go, well, I've realized the error of my ways. They don't thank you. We go around the world and wondering why people don't thank us for blowing them up. That's literally American foreign policy. We blow people up and then go, what's your problem? And then we open our borders and come over here and they either like commit terrorism or do whatever. They hate us. And we go, why do they hate? They're not patriotic. They come over here. We blew them all up. So it seems to be a logical fallacy that this works. Hopefully cooler heads prevail here. Trump literally just told Dana Bash, she's like, I can't negotiate with the people anymore because they're dead. The Iranians he was negotiating with are dead now. And then she goes, well, did Israel kill them? He goes, well, they didn't die of COVID. I mean, he is funny, but so they're still trying to negotiate in a hot war with missiles going back. This is how unserious this all is. Trump's like, well, we'll see if we can negotiate with them. Thank God for Iran. Thank God for Iran, because who would we bomb? We need to get bomb someone. What are we going to do now? What are we going to do? Let's say that they replace Iran with a pro-Western regime somehow. God only knows how, but somehow. Who's next? Someone's next. You'll just start hearing about how dangerous Lebanon is. Lebanon. When it comes to spending, sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. That daily coffee habit, those streaming subscriptions, they add up fast without you even noticing. Rocket Money helps you spot those patterns so you can do something about them and keep more money in your pocket. With prices going up on just about everything lately, being smart with your money isn't just a good idea, it's essential. But managing subscriptions, tracking spending, and cutting costs can feel overwhelming. Lucky for you, Rocket Money takes the guesswork out of it so you can easily make smart decisions. Smart money moves are all about getting more out of every dollar. With Rocket Money, you can easily find forgotten subscriptions. You have them negotiate bills for you, putting money back in your pocket with all those savings. Rocket Money practically pays for itself. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Tim, T-I-M. That's rocketmoney.com/TIM, rocketmoney.com/TIM. Is Trump's military parade this Saturday? Is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
So we got the military parade. We got the massive protests. This is like we're engineering a civil war here.
And it's his birthday.
And we have Israel in a hot war with Iran. We have their issue with Gaza, and then we have Russia, Ukraine. I've never seen so many things go so wrong so quickly. I really haven't. I mean, it's really a complete insane pivot for an anti-war candidate to go, we'll get involved in this war at the behest of Israel, or if they want us to, or we'll just get involved and we're going to have a big military parade. It just, to me, I'm confused. Everyone I know is confused. Again, I said it before. If you're not confused, you're paid. Go get your money. No shade. Go get that money. Money's green. I don't take you seriously, and no one does. No, we know you're lying, and no, we know how bad it all When you're out there going, Palantir, good, and I think that, and we know it's okay. It's okay, but we all know, it doesn't seem natural. The words coming out of the mouth are not natural. Blah, 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 blah. And I would say that it is important for the security of the, and blah, and that we must, and the nation. Yeah, we get it. It's fine. Take the money. It doesn't matter. Who cares? And if you're doing it without the money and no one's paying you, then ask for money. Half of these people. Go ask for money. People have money. Go get the money. That's the reality. But I'm just a little confused as to why this is a great idea. That we're destabilizing this region right now. A region that it's always a problem. This is like a hornet's nest. The Middle East is always a problem. And if you deviate from the course, and the course is war, you're just called every name in the book, and people are just, Doesn't make any sense to me, but who cares? No one cares. Kevin Costner sued by Horizon 2 stunt double over rape scene she says was unscripted and violent. Well, Kevin Costner has been sued by a stunt performer from the set of Horizon 2 who claimed she was put in an unscripted rape scene without warning or proper filming safety protocols. Devin LaBella filed the lawsuit Tuesday in a Los Angeles County Superior Court against the Horizon series production company, alleging sexual harassment, hostile work environment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The violent, unscripted, unscheduled rape scene. Wait a minute, hold on. What do you mean unscheduled, unscripted, like you didn't know it was... It unfolded during filming in Utah. LaBella said filming the scene filled her with shame, upended her career, and left her reeling with permanent trauma. What? Marty Singer, an attorney for Costner, said in a statement that LaBella's claim has absolutely no merit and is completely contradicted by her own actions. As a stunt performer on Horizon 2, the scene in question was explained to Miss LaBella after she performed the rehearsal in character with another actor. She gave her stunt coordinator supervisor a thumbs up and indicated her willingness to then shoot the scene. It's interesting to say, I'm a stunt actor, and they go, what are you doing? You're like hanging off a cliff. You go, no, I'm getting raped by Kevin Costner. It's a very interesting, I'm a stunt actor. I'm going to get raped by Kevin Costner. By the way, you can get raped by worse people, by the way. Well, that movie Horizon sucked. That was a big bomb. Nobody wants to get raped in a bomb. If she got raped on Yellowstone, it would be okay. But she got stunt raped on Horizon, which was a big waste of money and everybody's time. Nobody wants to get stunt raped on Horizon. You want to get stunt raped on Yellowstone. Interesting. Due to the ad hoc and violent nature of the sudden script change request, along with the failure to secure a contractually required intimacy coordinator for the scene, Ms. Hunt became visibly upset and walked off set, refusing to do the scene. LaBella was unaware that Hunt had left, and Costner asked her to stand in for Hunt to line up a shot. She might get a couple of shekels for this. She might get a couple of bucks. She might get a couple of bucks. She might get a couple of shekels. And why not? And why not? She was not warned about the sexual nature of the scene, which she learned about when Ivins was ready on top of her in a wagon and violently pulled up her skirt. The complaint said added Costner was fully in charge of directing. Well, you know. What are you going to do? Give her a couple of bucks. Hit her with a couple. Hit her off with a couple of bucks here. What am I going to, you know? Tell her Iran did it. Say Iran did it. That's what happened. Sorry. That's what I'd say as Kevin Costner. It's Iran. Sorry. Qatar funded this whole thing. Sue them. TimDillonComedy.com. We'll have dates on sale, I think, on Monday for some clubs to work on a new hour before we hit theaters and stuff next year. But, let's hope here that we can move forward and that this isn't our final episode because we're in some nuclear Armageddon. We don't want that. But it is just funny. It's just real. It doesn't matter who's in there. It just really doesn't matter who's in there. War is the business. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. So anybody that gets overly invested in politics, like, I get it, I guess, if your daughter lost her swim race to a guy with a cock or something. You know what I mean? But when you get overly invested in politics, I've been on this beat for a minute. You just have to sit back and laugh. That's why I make fun of it all, because it's just going to be what it'll be here. There's not, what do you think's going to happen? It's just going to be what it's going to be. There's nothing to do. Hopefully they can calm this fucking thing down. But then it'll be something else. Because those boomer Fox News retards are, you can easily get those people riled up. You can easily get them riled up. It's not hard. These are the same type of people that fly American flags, and they're like, I'll fly my flag. You goddamn you don't like my flag. And it's like, no one doesn't like your flag. No one's telling you no one's saying to not fly the flag. They live in a cul-de-sac on Long Island. They think people are trying to take their flag down. Oh, nobody better tell me about my flag. If you come over and tell me to stop flying my flag, we're going to have a real problem. Who's doing that? No one's doing that. No one's telling you to stop flying your flag. These are the people that are always ready, no matter what. No matter where the war is. They're into it. They watch it. They watch it on TV. They eat. They order pizza, and they sit in their chair, and then they watch the killing. And that's what this country really is. That's what it really is down deep. You can say it, the enduring image of this country will not be us fighting D-Day, by the way. That's a nice thought. The enduring image of this country will be a fat guy in a chair eating pizza and watching people get killed. That's just what it is, and saying it's good. The enduring image of this country is a fat guy in a lazy boy recliner eating a garlic knot, watching murder and death, and then right away justifying it and saying it's good. It doesn't matter. That's the enduring image of the country. Get your nice pizza. It's nice and hot, still cheesy. You sit in your chair, you turn on the TV, and we're either funding it or we're involved but you don't really know. All you know is that somewhere in a place you've never been and never wanted to go, there's mass death, and you watch it, and you eat. And you eat, and then you have heartburn, and you take a Tums, and you chew on it 3 or 4 Tums to keep the stomach acid down, and then you watch more death. And that's what this country's become. It's become a country of suburban lunatics, okay, who are mentally ill, drug addict, food poisoned, paranoid psychopaths. Technology and Fox News and MSNBC and cable news, it's broiled their brain. They have absolutely no decision-making capability. They don't have any relationship with their children outside of a perfunctory, hello, how are you? Most of their children don't want them near their grandkids. They're mentally ill people who long for death and destruction because they're about to die. And they want the world to end because to make a point. They want the world to end to make a point. And these people are sitting in gross Tuscan-themed kitchens in every suburb in America with a fucking home is where the heart is or a live, laugh, love shit on their thing, and they're eating and drinking and watching the genocide. That is the show they're always watching. They're always watching that. They're always watching mass murder, and they'll never get enough. They will never get enough of it. They will never. They are always ready for. They are bloodthirsty people. That's what America has become. It's become a suburban hellscape of people who long to watch other people get murdered, and they convince themselves that they are somehow doing good. That they're, I mean, it's the most amazing thing to have witnessed, to have been around, to have lived in these homes. It's just, it will never, they don't care. It doesn't matter. If someone's getting bombed, things are good. It should be a war all the time, and they're proud. Oh, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Like, it's all they want. They've never served in the military, or they served in it for 10 minutes. They've never seen conflict. They've never been in a bar fight, half of them. But they just know that every war is good, and they have a lot of pride in war. They love it, and they like it. And that's what our country has really become. It's become just a nation of fat cowards, a nation of people who would never themselves fight any battle. They believe in that. These people don't believe in anything enough. They would sacrifice their own children to survive. Listen to what I'm telling you. They would sacrifice their own children to survive. These men would throw their wife in front of a wolf if they could get to their car. They would throw their daughter in front of a bear so they could get to their car. They will sacrifice their own children to survive. They will sacrifice their own children to survive. They will poison their best friend. They will have sex with his wife. They will sacrifice their own children to survive. They are thieves. They are liars. They are degenerates of the highest order. They believe in nothing except eating and consuming and going on cruises, and they just sit around these shitty Long Island fucking death houses. They never die. They're riddled with 10 cancers. They won't go anywhere. They constantly complain about traffic, and they sit at home and watch death. That's all they want. They want our military in every war killing everybody. That's all they want. And those are the people who run everything. Those are the voters. Good luck.